Hello friend, welcome. In this tutorial we will talk about SelectorSub, the SelectorSub plugin, next gen XPath and Locators plugin. One of the most trusted XPath and Locators plugin out there, being trusted by more than 1 million testers across the globe, and highest rated XPath Locators plugin in Chrome Store and all the browser stores. It supports pretty much every kind of element, every complex element like shadow DOM, SVG, iFrame, nested iFrame, whether the element is inside iFrame or iFrame inside shadow DOM inside iFrame, every kind of dynamic element, drop down, tables, everything it supports. We will see in this tutorial all the features, and one of the best thing which we recently added in SelectorSub, the Playwright Locators support. Now you can natively generate the native Playwright Locators in SelectorSub just in single click, like you were doing for XPath and CSS Selector. No other hassle, like nothing extra required. The way you were doing from the beginning for XPath and CSS Selector, the same way, just inspect the element and it will generate. You will be able to verify them as well. So we will see all these features in this tutorial. Let us see how you can install SelectorSub first, then where you can find in your browser, and then how you can simply start using it. I will explain all the features one by one. So here on SelectorSub website, selectorsub.com, the first product you can find the SelectorSub. Just click on this. Here you will find the details of all the details about it, and you can see that here it is available for Chrome and all other browsers. So for whichever browser you want to install, you can install it. It also supports the latest Atlas, ChatGPT browser, Comet, all the Chromium based browser. You can install it from Chrome Store. So simply click here and you can add to Chrome. Click on add to Chrome button. It will install in your browser. You can see that 1.4K ratings are there with 4.8 average rating and more than 400K active users are there. It has already crossed 1 million downloads. So thanks for your support and trust. Just click on add extension. This will add the SelectorSub extension here. Once done, you click and you will see that it is not showing here. The by default it will not show here in the toolbar. So what you have to do, you have to pin it to toolbar. So just select this, click on this pin, and now you will see that it is visible. That's all you have to do. Once you have added it, open the new tab and make sure that you are not trying it on the blank tab. If there will be no URL in the address bar, then if you will click on the logo of SelectorSub and you will try to open SelectorSub, then it will not work here. You see that it shows the clear message that oops, looks like something is missing. Okay, so make sure that there is a URL. There should be a URL in the address bar. Okay, you will have to like open a website like google.com or any other website. Make sure that there is a URL, and after that if you will open, it will work. Okay, so just make sure that you don't try it on blank tab. There should always be a URL. Okay, now we have installed it, we have done the setup. Where you can find the SelectorSub after installation? One way, very simple, just click on the logo and you can use it like a sweet charm. There's an inspector button which you can use to inspect any element, and this is a super powerful inspector in Selector. No hassle to get to know what kind of element it is. Just by hover you will get to know what kind of element that is. If it is a normal, if it is SVG, iframe, shadow DOM, anything, you will get to know. And if you click on this, it will automatically generate all possible selectors here. Very simple. And another great feature, if you want to generate Playwright Locators, just click on this Playwright Locators on top and you see the magic. It generates all types of native Playwright Locators like get by role, get by label, get by title, whatever will be possible. It will generate all sorts of things here. Isn't it amazing? So that you get it. So this is one way that you open and you generate. Another way is this, that you right click on anywhere, click on inspect, and in the DevTools you will find SelectorSub. By default you will not find SelectorSub here, so let me show you where you will find SelectorSub. SelectorSub will be the last tab here in DevTools. Okay, so what you have to do, let me just open SelectorSub practice page here. On SelectorSub you have the practice page here. So what you do, just right click, click on inspect. On the left side you will, in the DevTools you will see the elements tab, and in the right side you will see couple of tabs like styles, computed, layout, etc. But you're not able to see SelectorSub anywhere. So click on these two arrows here and the SelectorSub will be the last tab. You can drag and drop anywhere here. Okay, so you see that by default for the inspected element it will generate all possible locators here. As we have selected the Playwright Locators there from the sidebar, so the same will be selected here. And you don't have to, like if you are working with Playwright, so now because you have clicked on this, so every time it will open with Playwright. Now simply you just inspect the element, that's all, and see the magic. Like it was earlier, if you're existing user of SelectorSub, you know that how it works. Automatically it used to generate all types of locators here, XPath, CSS selector, index base, XPath, and all those things. Similarly in Playwright tab it will automatically generate all types of locators here, Playwright Locators, and then you have a simple copy button. You click on copy and copy, and then if you want to edit this, just click on this value and edit and verify. Amazing it is, isn't it? And like from the day one, it's been 5 years, we were following the two color strategy, that the first matching node it will highlight in the orange dashed outline. If you hover on the matching node here, which we show it here, then it will turn that dashed outline into the red solid outline. If the element will be hidden anywhere, if you hover on this, it will drag and drop that, basically scroll that element to the viewable area. So this is really great. If there are more than one matching element, like if you inspect any element which has more than one matching node like this, then if you hit enter, it will show all the matching nodes here, all are available here in the DOM, and you can see that it will highlight all of them in blue dashed outline, and the first matching node that will be highlighted in the dashed orange outline. So this way you can verify your locators and see them here. So this was the Playwright Locator. Standard selectors like XPath and CSS selector, if you want, of course, like you just inspect and it will generate all possible selectors here. You have the values here. If you want to verify them, you can verify them. So simply, this is the very simple thing I'm showing. If you make any mistake while writing your XPath, or in your XPath there is any error, it will highlight that what is the error in your XPath or selector. If you will verify, if you are verifying Playwright Locator, so you can verify Playwright Locators here in this tab as well as in this tab, anywhere you can verify. So let's say you are verifying Playwright Locators here. So if you make any mistake in your Playwright Locator, that it will also highlight that invalid PW locator, missing one closing parenthesis. So that also it will help you that what kind of issue is there in your Playwright Locator, that also you can fix it easily. So amazing it is. It has all the solution for all your error handling, all types of elements and locators. It will automatically handle. If your element is inside like iFrame or table or anything, that it will automatically highlight. Like let me show you, this element is inside Shadow DOM, so you just inspect the element and it will let you know that this element is in Shadow DOM, and here is the complete locator which you can use. As you know that in Playwright there is auto parsing for the Shadow DOM, so it will automatically handle everything. You just copy and use this command. If you are using standard selectors, then it will show you this alert complete, and then you have this standard thing. Earlier it was there in SelectorSub, so you have those things that CSS selector, XPath can't be used for to locate the Shadow DOM element, and you have the script, Selenium Java script. You can simply copy and use it in your script. If the element is SVG, you just have to simply inspect this and you can see that the SVG element is generated. XPath and selectors generated, and if you go to Playwright Locators, there also it is being generated. Simple. So both the things are working in parallel, everything is being supported. If any element is inside iframe, you don't have to open iframe into the new tab or any sorts of shortcuts you don't have to do. The way you open SelectorSub, just open SelectorSub here or in sidebar. Let me just show you here. Simply use SelectorSub inspector and hover on the element. You see, amazingly it tells you that this element is inside iframe. Click on that and you will see the result here along with the iFrame locator. iFrame locator is here. Get by role the element locator. Simple, use this command and your problem will be solved. You don't have to separately write the iFrame locator or then element locator. If element is inside multiple iframe, nested iframe, 2-3 iframes are there, so you see that it tells you that this is element is inside 3 iframe. So frame 1, frame 2, frame 3 and then that element. So complete thing you are getting. You don't have to do anything manually. You just simply click on copy button and use it in your script. Simple, like this. You see that complete command is there. So this is really amazing that you don't have to struggle for iframe, like opening in separate tab, URL or etc, whatever. You don't have to do anything. Hover and get everything. And when you open SelectorSub here as a side panel, you can switch to any tab and you have the access of the tab and you can inspect and use that particular thing. Like you can simply inspect and you will be able to generate all sorts of elements and everything. Then if you have any sorts of shadow DOM inside iframe or iframe inside shadow DOM, click to practice iframe inside shadow DOM. So if you open this and open DevTools here, so these are really complicated elements, really complex scenarios, which I know and you all know that none of the tool out there can support such kind of element, which SelectorsHub has been supporting from ages. So you can see that this element is inside shadow root, it is telling you, and then this shadow root is inside iframe or anything that also it will handle. So this is being easily handled with the SelectorSub. If you open this, you will see all the details here. This element is inside single shadow DOM. Let's inspect this one. This element is inside iframe. You see that? And if you scroll up and when you will see this iframe, inspect this iframe, and then this iframe is inside shadow DOM. So it tells everything. Same goes for the Playwright locators. This is inside iframe. Sorry, this is iframe is inside shadow DOM, and then when you inspect this particular element here, it tells you everything. So this way you have complete locators, strategy, everything right there with your hand, and you don't have to manually do anything. More complex scenarios I will show you. If any element is inside shadow DOM and that shadow DOM is inside iframe, like practice shadow DOM inside iframe, you just have to inspect this element and you see that this element is inside same origin iframe and that iframe is inside shadow DOM. If you inspect this, here also you get the complete detail. Like this is shadow DOM, then iframe, and then the edit. So you get complete thing. You don't have to bother anything. So this is really amazing. Just copy and use it. Isn't it amazing? Then let's talk about the table. Now in tables there were smart locators things are there. SelectorSub has those kind of things for ages now. You just inspect the element here, these kind of checkbox which are there in the table. You just inspect and see SelectorSub automatically generate locators for such kind of element. And if you see the Playwright locators, that already handles everything smartly with the text. So you see very smart Playwright locators are being generated here. You see that this particular element for this particular checkbox, you don't have to bother which element, what locators it is, in which row it is, because it has been generated. XPath for this particular element has been generated with respect to this text. So you see that this is the checkbox and it has been taken care with this particular name. So it is always going to be checked with this. If you want to change anything, like you just change the name and then it will go for this particular row. So it has been written the relative locators like parent child combination or siblings automatically. Okay, so this is how it also handles tables very smartly and generate the smart locator. You don't have to click anywhere here and there or multiple clicks. Simple, just inspect element, that's all, nothing else you have to do. Okay, so this is how it handle dynamic tables as well, dynamic elements as well. And you all know that it has the debugger. If you have any sorts of dynamic elements which disappear, like if you go to flipkart.com and here, suppose if you are searching for some element here, right click, they disappear immediately. So how you can handle these kind of elements? So for this, open SelectorSub in DevTools, and you know that you have a debugger feature here. Right now all these features available in the standard selectors mode. So here you just keep it like this way. Hover on the turn on debugger button, click on this, and after within 5 seconds make your element visible here, and that debugger will pause this element. Now you see that it has paused and you can inspect this now. So this way you can inspect such kind of dynamic drop down elements as well. You can change the debugger start time just by going to the setting here, and you can change the start time. Like let's say you are not able to make it visible within 5 seconds, you can change it to 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Also if you want to make it to 0 to inspect bubble loader kind of thing, then you can do that. Okay, so this is how you can use the debugger feature to inspect such kind of dynamic elements as well. By default, debugger might not work in some cases for some browsers. In that case, remember under settings of DevTools, click on this setting button here in DevTools and ignore list. Go to ignore list on the left menu here and make sure that content script injected by extension is unchecked. This should be unchecked, then only this debugger will work. So make sure that you have unchecked it. Okay, so we have seen all the basic feature of SelectorSub. After installation, make sure you restart the browser. Make sure there is a URL in the toolbar. You can open SelectorSub just by clicking on the logo. It will work on Chromium based browser by clicking on the logo. On Firefox it will not open this way. And you can also open SelectorSub in DevTools. It generates all types of locators, all types of selectors, standard selectors under standard selectors tab. And if you want to generate native Playwright locators, then select this. You will not have to switch again back and forth, it will automatically be there. Okay, then apart from these basic features, there are many other features like access based XPath. You can also generate XPath relative to other element automatically in SelectorSub. How? Let me show you. So in this page, suppose you want to generate XPath for courses with respect to products. Okay, so here I will open this one. There's an access XPath button, click on this and now select this inspector. First inspect the element with respect to which you want to generate, and then inspect the element for which you want to generate, and you see the relative XPath is being generated. Here we also have the attribute filter. If you want to generate any XPath for any element with respect if you want to generate XPath for any element with a particular attribute, that also you can choose from here. Also I will show you one more example before coming to this one. Let's say you want to generate XPath for enter email with respect to user email. So first inspect this user email, then inspect enter email field, and you see that XPath for this element is being generated. So this is how you can generate the XPath for one element with respect to other element as well. And once you want to go back to the screen, click on this access XPath button again. Here you see that it is showing you that this XPath is dynamic. ID could be dynamic because it's alphanumeric. So there is an alert icon, it shows you that ID looks like dynamic. So if you want to generate XPath without ID, just click on this attribute filter, uncheck this ID, and you see that now it is generating without ID. So if you want to generate XPath and these selectors with any particular attribute, you can use this attribute filter feature. You can also pass the attribute name here if you want to generate with any particular attribute. Like it is generating with placeholder, you want to generate with title, type the title here and hit enter, it will generate with the title. Now you inspect any element, if that will have a title attribute, it will give the first preference to that. Okay. Next we have the code feature. You can also generate the locators page just in a few clicks. Before that, code thing is like, let's say you are generating this XPath. Okay, if you will copy this XPath, you cannot use this XPath directly in your script. You will have to type some command like driver.findElement or page.locator or something like that, right? Or if you're working with Cypress, then cy.something. So to avoid that, we have a feature that you can generate this XPath along with the command. Click on this code and you see that by default it is generating with driver.findElement by.xpath. Amazing it is. Okay, now you will say that no, we are not using this driver.findElement, we are using page object model or some other kind of framework. So here you just click on this box. You see that if you are working with Cypress, then cy.get and it is here. If you are working with add-find-by, you have this. If you are having some other framework, Selenium with Python, then you can use this. You see that? If you are working with Playwright, then you have await page.locator and this. Isn't it amazing? Simple. And if you are using any other framework, then you can just simply change this command. Whatever is your XPath command, whatever is your framework syntax that have, and just replace the XPath with XPath value keyword. If you will do any mistake, you can always hover on this icon here and you will see the instruction. If you click on this, it will also open the tutorial for this particular feature, or detailed tutorial you will find. So this is how you can generate the XPath and selectors with the command. Okay. Next one is we have the POM feature. You can generate the locators page as well. Let me just hide this attribute filter feature. You can generate the complete locator page. Very simple, just in few clicks. For whichever elements you want to generate the locator page, that you start inspecting. What you have to do before, first turn on this code and then click on this POM page. Now select the prompt, select the command whichever you use in your framework. Like let's say I'm using @findby. And now you start inspecting element 1, 2, 3, whichever you want. You just keep inspecting and you will see the magic. The code is being generated in SelectorSub, and I can simply copy this and paste it in my smart editor, and there you go. You see that the code is completely generated. This way I can generate the locator. It also has the name keyword for this particular XPath, that this XPath is for this particular element. If you are using any other, you can of course select that. So this is how you can generate the locators page just in few clicks. If you are working with like suppose there is a UI change happen and your XPath start breaking, in that case we have this XPath healing feature to verify all your XPath just in one go. Just click on this XPath healing button, click on edit button, copy your complete code and paste it here. Here you have to pass the command what you use in your framework and then click on submit. It will fetch all the XPath from your script and it will show you the result. So this is how you can use the XPath healing feature. Whenever there is a UI change happen in your application, you can simply paste your entire script in SelectorSub and it will fetch all the XPath from your script and show you the result. So this is XPath healing. Debugger we have already seen. To use the debugger feature, you have please open the SelectorSub in DevTools. By hovering here, you will get to know. Also, we have a feature like if you want to generate XPath, like by default, if you inspect any element, it will generate XPath with a single quote here. Attribute value will be inside single quote. If you want to generate with double quote, click on this and now it will generate with double. If you want to customize and change you want to make some changes in the UI, click on the customize and here you can change that, customize that. Like let's say you don't want to see link text, these whatever selectors you don't want to see in the UI, you can uncheck from here and then they will not be visible. Like you feel that some of the selectors are not useful for you, then you can uncheck them, and now if you go back it will not be visible. Simply you can inspect and you see that only which you need, those are there. If you want to reset, you can reset. Here you can just start also you can, you know that you can just write your own XPath and CSS selector here in SelectorSub. So if you want to build your own XPath, so inspect the element, and SelectorSub is one of the most smart XPath editor, advanced editor, which helps you with the auto suggest of like attribute and attribute value combination. You don't have to copy the value from the DOM. You just start typing and you see that amazingly it shows you combinations of attribute and their selectors along with the occurrence. So click on this and hit enter, one matching. If you want to add more prompt, then you can add. So this is how you can build your own XPath and CSS selector. If you make any mistake, it will highlight that what is missing. If you want to type CSS selector, you can just start typing the CSS selector, and then it will automatically start suggesting you the permutation combinations of CSS selectors. So this will help you in learning as well if you will be writing XPath, CSS selectors, or Playwright Locators here. So you can also write Playwright Locators here. You can verify if you will make any mistake, it will highlight. So this is how you can write and verify your Playwright Locators as well in SelectorSub. We also have a feature to save these values in SelectorSub. Like if you want to like if you are verifying this locator here and you want to save this to try something new, click on this plus icon, the value is saved. And now let's say you want to try this value here, click on edit, click on this value, it will paste this value here, you can verify. Now if you want to try the previous value, just click on this and the value saved here, it is here, click on this and it will paste here. So this way you can save value in SelectorSub, and whenever you want you can use them. So likewise there are many features. So I have showed you guys all the features of SelectorSub. It will really saves a huge amount of time for you people. Just try it and it will save a good amount of time, and it will help you in learning XPath and CSS selector. There's one more great feature that you don't even have to open SelectorSub, and you can copy the selector's value right there from the context menu. You see that, just right click on the element and you find the value here. Like let's say you want to copy relative XPath, click on copy relative XPath and you see if you paste that, this is here. If you want to copy for this, enter password field relative XPath and see the XPath got copied. So this is how you can directly copy the XPath and CSS selector value right from the context menu of Selector. So just right click anywhere and you will see that here. We also have a pro version of SelectorSub. If you want to go try more advanced feature, then just you can upgrade to SelectorSub Pro. You can check it out. This is really amazing. All the features will be there what SelectorSub free version has. So yeah, you can try that as well. There will be like more advanced inspector. You can generate the locator page even faster. That has the selectors healing feature where you can verify XPath and CSS selectors, all types of selectors just in one go. And there are many features in pro version. So yeah, this is SelectorSub, which will help you guys to generate all types of locators for all kinds of element. I will create one more separate tutorial where I will show you guys how to handle more complex elements along with the running examples for iFrame, Shadow DOM, etc. Thank you for watching this video. If you guys like SelectorSub, if it is helping you guys, please do give us a review here in SelectorSub Chrome store. This will really help us and motivate us, and it will help to reach it to more people, and more people will get to know about this amazing tool. It's been there for more than 5 years now, and we are keep upgrading, keep growing, and keep helping community. And feel free to present in your meetups, webinar, or conferences and in your company. If you have any question, do let us know. You can always reach out to us on SelectorSub website live chat, or you can write to us at support@selectorsub.com. Thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also check out these awesome informative videos and keep watching more videos on SelectorSub channel. Thank you.